Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Soccer Show on TribLIVE Radio. We've been off for a couple of weeks with the Stanley Cup Finals and Memorial Day, but we are now back in the swing, ready to talk soccer. Great day of action in the European Championships. The U.S. taking on Argentina in the Copa America semifinals tomorrow night. So back in the full swing of things and back to winning ways for our Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Very pleased to be joined in studio for this episode of the Pittsburgh Soccer Show on TribLIVE Radio. Pittsburgh Riverhounds head coach Dave Brandt, new head coach appointed after three or four games ago into the season, picking up his first win as manager over FC Montreal, a 2-1 win at Highmark Stadium on Saturday night. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, happy to be here. Everybody will have to forgive my voice, but the boys have been working me in training, and so if I'm a little hoarse,
they've been working you.
Yeah, I'm putting it on them. They've been making me work. That's my story. I'll stick to it for now.
Well, Dave Brandt joins the Pittsburgh Riverhounds with a very impressive coaching resume, 19 years of coaching experience, fastest coach in NCAA men's soccer history to reach the 200 win mark, a career 786 winning percentage, and he spent the last 7 years at the United States Naval Academy. And Coach, you're telling me you know a thing or two about rebuilding efforts and picking a team up from a low point. You've done it at the college level, and now you're looking to do it for the Riverhounds. How have you been settling in over this last month or so since you've been in town?
Yeah, I think, my move to Navy in particular, the program wasn't in a good place at that point, and so that was a real rebuilding process. I mean, I came from D3 Messiah in central Pennsylvania in the Harrisburg area, and so, a program that was very, very successful and inherited, probably, maybe one of the 8 or 10 worst Division I programs at that point in the country. And so, right, that was a rebuilding process. I mean, Naval Academy was an incredible experience for me in many, many different ways. An amazing place, but a difficult place to do D1 athletics. And I thought it took some time, but I thought we rebuilt well. And so, you come into a situation in Pittsburgh where, soccer at this level is, it's tight. There's a lot of talent everywhere. Results hinge on a very thin line and that sort of thing. So, it's similar. It's not the same, but right. Now I'm 3 or 4 weeks into it.
And you mentioned you built up the program at Messiah to a D3 power, turned around a Naval Academy program that you say was one of the worst in Division I, and turned it into a successful program in Annapolis. And now you're making the move to the professional ranks with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. What made this time right for you for this kind of move, to move from the college ranks to the professional ranks?
Yeah, I looked at this job 2 years ago, so I was familiar with the owner and a little bit with the organization. The timing wasn't quite right, but I think at this point it's two things. One, just my desire for a new challenge, and then two, just the incredible place that professional soccer is in this country right now. And you and I were talking earlier before the broadcast. I'm unfortunately old enough to have, we hate to say it, but to have watched closely professional soccer in this country for a number of years now. And I think what's happening is fantastic. It's exciting. I mean, even in the last 2 or 3 years, things have just exploded. MLS, USL, NASL, and it's an exciting place to be right now. And there's a ton of potential in Pittsburgh, so that's why I'm here.
I might have said Riverhounds' first victory under new head coach Dave Brandt. It was the second on the season, defeating FC Montreal 2-1 on Saturday night at Highmark Stadium. Goals from Kevin Kerr and Corey Herzog, but the tone was set early, Coach. Mauricio Vargas making a big save early in that game to keep it at 0-0 before the captain got on the score sheet in the 17th. Nice stuff from a young guy who hasn't had too much time between the sticks this far in the season.
Yeah, Mauricio and Hunter Gilstrap have both put in time, and I think that's a thing where we're still sorting out as two very capable goalkeepers for us. And, I think it's nice, it's normal for a team to have a steady goalkeeper we go with. There's also instances where, you may go with two guys and play them off each other. And right now, that's what's happening for us until it's clear to me, until it's clear to us that we have a very clear number one. They've got different strengths and weaknesses, and sometimes it works out that way. But, that's what we need. I mean, and I think in some ways, the confidence, whether it's the goalkeepers or anybody else, to do that has been lacking. So one save, and then we're able to get on the board. They actually hit back quickly, but then we were able to hit straight back a few minutes after that.
That's
so
right.
this is a big win for the team emotionally, for sure.
Absolutely. Big win over FC Montreal, and things are still so tight in the Eastern Conference of USL that, yes, it's been a disappointing start for the Riverhounds, but you start stacking a couple of wins together, and the Hounds are right back in the pack of playoff teams, and in the mix. It's 11 games through the season, 12 games through the season, only a third of the way there. Still a lot of time to make up ground.
Yeah, a ton of time. I'm fond of saying that seasons, and it is very true, certainly in MLS and USL, that the season is a marathon, not a sprint. So, look, nobody's opposed to getting off to a fast start. That's better. We'd have taken a fast start, but in a marathon, the most important thing is to run well the whole race and to finish strong. And so there's tons of room and space in front of us to do well. We know that. But, we've got to take care of things in our own house. We've got to build something as quickly as possible, but not, with a veneer and a facade that's not going to hold up, that is going to produce something. We can't snap our fingers and say, well, there's a new coach here, and that's great, but we've got to build something that is going to be of the kind of quality that can make a run, both this season and in the future.
My guest is Riverhounds head coach Dave Brandt on the Pittsburgh Soccer Show on TribLIVE Radio. Stick around. There's going to be a lot more coming up on the podcast with the coach here and me, Mike Grau, on TribLIVE Radio.